like Vicky stand up and kind of really, like I say, put it on the line and give their all and share their heart and have to face some difficult things. And that really is a place of trust. And what a hero. I came away thinking, actually, just what a humble guy, what a hard-working guy, and what a fun guy as well. It's like, you know, it was a privilege start to finish.
Of course, and to a lot of the women watching the episode the first time we see Vicky Kaushal were like, what a hot guy. I had to crack that. But Vicky, what was your first impression of when you sort of, you know, met Bear? And of course, you also want to befriend Bear right away because literally in the wild, he is your anchor. Like, he's the guy who's going to take care of you.
See, for me, honestly, it was kind of like a fanboy moment for me to meet Bear because I've been watching him. I've been watching him in, like, you know, doing episodes in all kind of terrains with celebrities in India and outside India as well. And I've been a huge admirer of his spirit, of like, you know, of his courage, of his enthusiasm to be in nature, to fight with nature, to survive in nature. And it's always been one of my, you know, to-do lists and bucket list that, you know, one day maybe, like, you know, it'll be fun to do an adventure with Bear. And I'm really happy that I got this opportunity. So when I met him on that speedboat for the first time, I was just kind of, it was just kind of a surreal, okay, finally it's happening. You know, and I was excited for that journey to start. Also, the first few thoughts were, man, this guy is fit. This guy is fit. He's a father of 18-year-old son, and this guy is fit, you know, and he is just so full of enthusiasm. He's fast. You know, for me, I was also very nervous because I do have a fear of deep sea waters, and one of the most fantastic.
And you speak about it during the episode.
One of the most fantastic things about Bear is that he did not let me indulge in that fear. He, you know, in fact, gave me all the courage to face it and really, really come on the other side of it. And that I will always be thankful, you know, to Bear for giving me that thing in my life.
Guys, let's talk about favorite moments because I can see a lot of the fans have sent in their favorite moments. I feel like that crab moment is particularly like a really talked about moment during the episode. But Bear, Vicky, I want to know what were your favorite moments of filming this? Like, what was that moment which you did not expect or you just sort of stuck out in your memory?
Well, I think for me, you know, I've done a few of these shows now, but I would say this one, there was a point on this one that I will never forget, you know, and often we don't take people who have such a raw fear of something like that. And, you know, because most of us spend our lives trying to avoid the things we're scared of. But as you know, when we avoid the things we're scared of, the monkey gets bigger, you know, that fear gets bigger. Yeah. I respect Vicky so much. You know, he was in at the deep end, literally. But for me, I think that moment at the end of the journey when we're out in open water, we're on this shipwreck, we've got sharks in the water, dive down, I spot this little kind of, you know, can of food down there. We're trying to dive down together for it. And I just remember Vicky going down and coming up with this sort of can about, and you know, this thing sort of heading up towards the surface. And as he broke the water, that sort of huge smile on his face, you can't buy it, you know, you cannot buy it. And a light in his eye. And I thought, you know what, it's why I do this job. It's why I love this job. It doesn't matter who the person is. There's a magic to standing alongside, you know, a beautiful human being when they're doing something that's hard, but they're conquering it. And that was really special for me.
That's lovely. And you're right, you know, I mean, you can't mask it because I feel like that moment. And if you guys have not watched the episode, everyone who's on this live, please go on the Discovery In app. Please go watch the episode. It's 40 minutes. I promise you it will fly by like this. And it's such a great episode. And that smile, you get to see that smile that Bear's talking about also. The one that cannot be bought and that's so real. Vicky, your favorite moment?
Actually, I was smiling while Bear was narrating this episode because it's the exact moment which I was also going to narrate. because I still remember I was so scared to actually go inside the water and to explore that shipwreck where Bear found a can of food. But when I did that and we came on the water surface and I had that smile and I said that, can we go down again? And that for me was, you know, I never thought I would say that. Being in the middle of the Indian Ocean, it's my it's my nightmare to be in the middle of an ocean, and to be there and still say that I want to go down again. For me, was a big. It's a very significant moment in my life. You know, because I've lived with this fear all my life, and for me to say that I want to do that again was a special feeling. So that was my favorite moment.
Yeah,
but where are you
I
with
love
this
that.
phobia now? Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, Ben.
No,
Go ahead.
I remember that so well because also we had the seaplane coming in to collect us. We were swimming to where it was coming. I could hear it, see it. And Vicky's going, we're gonna go, let's go more. And it's like, we also got to get out of here. We got one. But also, Vicky, I think that moment when we'd had these buoyancy aids on, so we'd had quite a long ocean swim out from the mangrove towards the wreck. And so, so we had these buoyancy aids, we were carrying some gear, but I think that moment where Vicky took that off and suddenly you don't have that security blanket, and if you do nothing, you're going to sink, and you're seeing deep water under you and you've got sharks down there. I think that was definitely a hard moment. And you can't hide that. That was raw. But that's courage.
That's good. So, Vicky, where are you with this? I mean, you speak on the episode about having this fear of deep waters, deep open waters. Do you feel like this episode has helped you overcome it? Are you ready to now jump in the sea and swim in the open waters?
I'll tell you what it has done. It has gotten me excited to actually go and do it in a very professional way. Like, I want to now do like a 10-day diving course and properly do this, which before we shot this, it was never on the agenda. It was never on my wish list that, I want to do this. I would always be running away from it. And like Bear said earlier, the monkey was just growing. Monster. But now, after the show, I have gotten excited with the thought that, someday I really want to do this. I really want to do this.
You can do it. I mean, if you did what you did with Bear on the episode, this is going to be like with a professional setup and lots of support is going to be easier. 100%.
The day I decide to do that, I am going to make a call to Bear and I'm going to ask him to join me again.
I'd love that. We spoke about that and I totally meant it. I'd love to do that. We go somewhere fun. We bring bring a couple of buddies or whatever. We'll have a good time as well. But we'll dive.
Before that adventure, Bear, I want you to join me in another adventure.
Come on.
I want you to join me in one of my shoots where I'm dancing with 200 dancers and I want you to dance with me.
I'm done. We're done.
That's the biggest fear. Nobody knows.
Idea what a bad dancer I am. If I did try and explain to you, I struggle. I get very apprehensive.
It's Bear's biggest fear.
Don't worry, Bear. You'll be in great hands because, you took Vicky into the wilderness. He'll teach you the Bollywood moves. You just have to look at his Instagram account. Every second day, he's got a new dance move going on. So you'll be in great hands. Like, I can't think of anyone better than Vicky Kaushal. Especially if it's a Punjabi song. I mean, I feel like audiences will also go like nuts over it. Come on, Vicky. You've got to make this happen.
I actually would do that. I would do it with someone like Vicky that I trust. I think my feeling, though, is I feel guilty that I'd be sort of wasting your time. So I'm so bad, because sometimes, you show people moves and they get it so quickly. And I'm not like that. I really struggle. I have such bad beat and timing. So I think my emotion would be like, I'm so sorry. I'd be apologizing all the time. And I wouldn't want to wait.
I'll make it more familiar for you.
I would do it.
What we can manage to do is we can get some crocodiles and snakes around so that you can feel that it's a familiar surrounding and you can be more friendly to that space.
Natural habitat. Okay. All right, guys, you heard it here first. If this ever happens, you have to sort of credit this live where you guys made this plan. Okay, I'm just saying.
Come on.
Okay. Vicky, Bear, I also have a rapid fire for you that we've prepared. I also want to tell you the audience wants to ask you a lot of questions. So guys, what I want you to do is there is a question bar at the bottom of your screen. Send me interesting questions. Like you feel like things that, that could be cool and fun to ask both of them. And if they're good, I'll take it at the end of the session. Bear, Vicky, are you ready for my rapid fire? I want quick answers and I want like short, really brief answers. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, let's go. Well, let's go Bear first and Vicky second. Does that work? Yeah? Okay. Question number 1. A destination that's currently on the top of your bucket list. Bear.
Saudi Arabia. Some of the real beautiful wildernesses that you might not know about.
Interesting. Vicky.
Bhutan.
बाजू में ही है. Should make that trip quick. Yeah. Next question. A place that you love visiting over and over and feels like home.
Our little island, Welsh island home. Yeah, heaven.
Nice.
There are actually two
Vicky?
places. One is Punjab in India because that's my native place, and sister home is there. And
But where in Punjab?
Punjab and Hoshiarpur in Punjab. That's where my ancestral home is, and New York. I love that place.
Nice. And you have lots of memories of shooting there as well. So of course, yeah. The weirdest thing you've eaten while traveling or when you're in the wild. Like Bear, I feel like you've eaten so much stuff. I really want to know what's the
Great question
craziest.
for Bear.
Yeah. How long have you got?
Okay, give me a top three. Give me a top three.
Okay, raw goat's testicles, rat brain, and camel intestinal fluids.
No way. Really?
The rat brain got to me.
This list could go on and on. That's just three.
Bear, is that your glowing skin?
Is that the reason you have this amazing glowing skin? Is what Vicky's saying.
No. Well, why? Thank you very much. I take my tip from the master. I don't think I've ever taken a guest that so many girls go so crazy about, and it's been amazing to see. But as soon as we announced Vicky, I just saw it everywhere. People write endless sort of you. so yeah, brace yourself.
Vicky, what's the weirdest thing you've eaten? And is it that crab that Bear made you eat?
Has to be that crab. All thanks to Bear.
There were so many questions about it that I'm just going to break this rapid fire to ask, what was that moment like? You're like, I love it. If you guys, when you watch the episode on the Discovery in app, you'll see that Bear is like casually just cracks it and he hands it over to Vicky, and Vicky goes like, for a second, there's an expression that, am I really going to eat this? And then he coolly puts it. What was that moment like? Like, what did it taste like?
What did it taste like? It was slimy and chewy, and I was only concentrating on gulping it down somehow. That's it.
You're like, cameras are on me, I can't screw this up. So that's the weirdest thing you've eaten in the wild?
Yeah.
Okay, next question. A person from Bollywood that you'd like to take on an expedition with you. Bear, for you, it can be anyone. A person you'd like to take on like a person you haven't shot with, who you'd like to take on an expedition with you. And Vicky, for you, it's a person from Bollywood who you'd like to take on an expedition with you.
I think we've almost taken The Rock a few times now, and then we keep missing with scheduling issues and stuff. But he's always.
Oh my God!
He's always.
Make it happen, Bear!
And he always says we're going to do it. So the right time will come, I'm sure. But what a fun guy he always is.
That'll be fun, yeah.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing. Vicky, who would you take? Like, who would you pick from Bollywood to take on an expedition with you?
Akshay Kumar. The OG
That's
Khiladi.
great.
Yeah.
The OG Khiladi.
The OG
Right, and
Khiladi.
Bear already knows him, so this will be like a great fun reunion. Okay, next question. A creature that you'd love to witness in the wild. Bear, maybe you can tap into some of the times when you've actually seen something beautiful in the wild, like an animal or, a fish in its natural habitat. What has been that crazy experience for you?
I think the northern white rhino that are getting really rare, really extinct. They've been poached to almost decimation, and tender, family-centered, beautiful, beautiful animals. Let's hope we don't lose them in the world.
That's amazing. Vicky, what's an animal you're dying to see or a creature you're dying to see in the wild?
I actually want to go out on a safari and I want to watch a cheetah running in its full glory. Like, I've only watched that on TV, but I really want to watch that live. Like, I feel like that's going to be a sight.
Yeah, that would be a sight. Okay, next question. That one thing traveling far and wide has taught you, like a life lesson or something that, because both of you are always on the road traveling for work, what has that taught you?
I think a lifetime of travel has taught me the value of home, and yeah, home is everything, and you've got to make smart decisions when you're out there to make sure you get back in one piece.
Oh, that's a wonderful.
Vicky?
For me, I mean, I've definitely not traveled as much as Bear would have traveled, but for me, it is always what's exciting for me is to explore different cultures, the cuisines over there, the local food, the people over there, the languages, every little new thing. Being an actor, it just adds a lot of value to my database of characters also. I learn a
Yeah.
lot. I can use them in my films and in my characters that I do, and just a broader understanding about life in general also. It just shows you many different perspectives about life. So that gets very exciting for me.
Great. Okay. The best way to combat loneliness when you're on the road. I'm sure both of you have had like all these moments where you've been, even though you've got a crew or you've got people around you, it's still sort of lonely because when you're away from home for long periods. So, what's the best way to combat that?
First of all, I think let's take two more questions. I always feel the same protection over our guests in press as I do in the wild. I promised Vicky we'd only be doing this for 15 minutes. I know he's in the middle of eating at the most. I don't know, I say my prayers. I try and do that every day. I listen to music. And I ring home every day, even when we're in remote parts of the world, trying to say goodnight to the boys before they go to sleep. That helps me as much as it helps them, I think.
Lovely. Vicky?
Yeah, I would say music. Music does the trick for me every time. There's so many songs which connect you to memories and connect you to places, connect you to people, and that always becomes my best company when I'm feeling lonely.
Okay. So I'm going to honor what Bear said. I'm going to come down to the last two questions, guys. We're running out of time. So unfortunately, I don't know if I'm going to have any time to take any of your audience questions, but I'm going to come down to my last two questions. Vicky, Bear, complete the sentence. If you had to pick one person to be stuck in the wilderness with you, you'd pick?
I think be pretty tempting to take Shara, my wife. At least we can start a tribe and keep it going forever. Yeah.
And I would
Nice,
pick
nice.
I would pick Bear.
Best partner
Come
to be
and
stuck
join
in the wild with. Okay, guys, last question. Complete the sentence. The one thing you'd never go into the wild with. The one thing that you feel like will save you every time you go into the wild.
Sorry, I didn't understand. Can you say that again?
The one thing you'd never go into the wild without. The one thing
Without.
you need with you.
I think, it'd be pretty tempting to say a sense of humor because, things go wrong in a out there. No plan survives first contact with the enemy. Stuff happens. You've got to improvise and adapt. So I think, or, sense of humor and a never give up spirit. Ultimately that's it, isn't it?
Wow. So I was looking for more for an object, but that blows my mind. That's a great answer. Vicky, what would you like never go into the wild without?
I was going to say courage. The first thing that popped in my head was courage because that's all I needed and was looking for in my last adventurous trip with Bear for this show. And that's what I got from Bear as well, while I was doing it. So that I think that's
Yeah.
important.
All right, guys, it's time for me to wrap it up and time for me to let both of you go. But I feel like the last one thing we should do before I let both of you go is just tell the audience again why they absolutely need to go watch this cracker of an episode of Into the Wild featuring Vicky Kaushal and Bear Grylls. It's on the Discovery Plus in-app. If you guys could also sort of tell them why they need to go catch it.
Vicky, why don't you go?
Guys, watch it for Bear. He's absolutely outstanding. I got the wonderful opportunity to be on an adventure trip with him and also not just any other adventure, but the adventure to face my fears and to overcome it. It was very special for me. I can imagine it was special for Bear as well, but I really, really feel that you would connect to that special thread in that show. And with the response that we're getting, people are enjoying it, and I hope that you will also enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Bear?
And just to say, like Vicky said, is one thing he'd take his courage. And I think the one thing you're really going to see on this episode is his courage. So like I said at the beginning, true privilege. Vicky, what a legend. Keep the connection. I'm looking forward to going diving. I'm looking forward to the dancing, but I'm ready. I'm committed. And yeah, you're amazing. And I hope all you guys joining enjoy this.
All right, guys, to many more adventures together and to hopefully seeing Bear dancing on an Indian song with Vicky sometime soon in the future. This has been so much fun. Thank you so much for joining us. And for the last time, guys, go check out the episode. It's on the Discovery Plus in app. Go check it out right now. Vicky Kaushal, Bear Grylls, thank you so much for doing this. This was so much fun. Thank you.
Take care, guys.
Thank you, Bear.
Take care, Vicky.
Bye.